Morning, it's Tuesday, and on Sunday there was a very exciting Super Bowl game in which Kansas City managed to beat San Francisco in overtime. But also on Sunday there was another great bowl game that very few people have ever heard of before. And I didn't notice it existed either. But it's an astounding feat that was put together and has been going on for 20 years. And this event is known as the Puppy Bowl. And this year, the Puppy Bowl hosted a record-breaking 131 dogs from 73 shelters across the country in the battle for the Lombardi Trophy. So 6 pups with special needs also competed this year. And this is a 3-hour contest. And this took place before the Super Bowl. And its aims are to raise awareness about adopting pets from shelters and rescuing abandoned animals. So basically, the Puppy Bowl is a football game for puppies that is held in a model stadium that's about the size of a gigantic living room. And there's no audience. The puppies are split into 2 teams, Team Fluff and Team Rough. And there is very little commentary that goes on during the game. And there are instant replay shots that are flashed to an audience somewhere because they're not in this gigantic living room where the puppies are competing. And the rules of the Puppy Bowl are rather flexible, given the energy and the excitement that the puppies have, and the lack of training. They don't have any training that characterizes most of the participating players. These are puppies that are living their lives in shelters. And the purpose of this Puppy Bowl is to expose these beautiful puppies to a world of possible, I don't want to call them buyers, possible owners. Let's call them owners. Let's call them pet lovers, dog lovers, people who want to take a dog and take care of it and gain from that dog a certain amount of love that doesn't exist in many other ways in this world. When a puppy loves you, a dog loves you, they will do anything for you. Now, we had a dog when the kids were little, an Irish Terrier, and that dog protected those children. So if my children were out in the backyard playing, and the dog was out there with them, if somebody came into the yard that the dog didn't know, that person was in danger. And there was one time when we were going to the city and we stopped at my mom and dad's place to leave the children to spend the night because we didn't want to come back. We were going to a late show and we had the dog with us. And when my mother and father put the kids in a bedroom to go to sleep, the dog went into the bedroom and lay across the front door, and my mom and dad couldn't go in that room. The dog was protecting the children. So dogs are wonderful. I love dogs. And so it was a great treat to hear about the Puppy Bowl. So in this year's Puppy Bowl, after 2.5 or 3, almost 3 hours of exciting play, Team Rough managed to overtake Team Fluff. And that was about an hour before the Super Bowl started. It was a very close game, and Team Rough eked out the narrow victory, 72 points to 69 points. And this was Team Ruff's fourth victory over Fluff. And this contest is open to dogs of every size and shape. But this year they had an unusual puppy in the show. It was a Chow Chow American Staffordshire Terrier. And it came from the U.S. Virgin Islands. And that's the first time one of these dogs competed in the Puppy Bowl. Now, Warner Brothers, who sponsors this event and has readily admitted that the purpose behind this chaotic activity is giving viewers the chance to watch puppies frolic, that's their word, frolic for 3 hours, and its intention is to get each of the participants adopted. And this year's event was 100% successful. All the puppies were adopted, even the puppies with special needs. And one of those puppies only had 2 hind legs. Now imagine that. People are tuned in to watch these puppies. And the event goes on for 3 hours. And at the end of the 3 hours, all of those puppies were adopted. That's pretty amazing. And this event has a human referee, a gentleman named Dan Schachter. And he has overseen the struggle for the Lombardi Trophy for the last 13 years. And he's a resident of Brooklyn. And he said the most challenging part of his job is finding new ways to call interference. And I guess there's plenty of interference when you have dog toys on the floor and 2 dogs are attempting to get the same toy at the same time. I can imagine that could be quite funny. And I imagine they probably have a lot of people watching this event for 3 hours. And it might even be better than some of the Super Bowls that we've had. So a great event, and I'm taking great pleasure in showing you some of the pictures of the dogs, and maybe even you'll catch a picture of a person in there somewhere. So have a great day, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.